There is a website on the surface internet where doxing is completely legal. That's right, you don't need a special browser like Tor or even a VPN to access this website. I'm talking about Doxbin, a website that has rose to popularity quite rapidly in just the past few years, with over 100,000 registered users using it. In this video, I'll be explaining what doxing is, how this is a problem, and how this website is even allowed to be on the internet. Before we begin, what even is doxing? Doxing is essentially short for dropping documents. In more simpler terms, it's essentially leaking somebody's information online. This can include, but is not limited to, their name, their phone number, their address, their credit card number, essentially any personally identifying information that you can find about someone. Doxing, mainly happens to, bigger celebrities, YouTubers, Twitch streamers, etc. But, it can happen to essentially anyone. It's a major invasion of someone's privacy, and some may even call it harassment. Now, if you're watching this, you're probably gonna be like, hey, what's so bad if my information is online? Well, you see, if your address is online for anyone to see, this causes some big problems. One of them is that somebody could send pizza deliveries to your house to troll you, or even worse, they can swat you. Swatting is when somebody calls the police to your house claiming that some sort of crime has occurred. So obviously, the SWAT team gets called and it's just a big mess. Swatting is a huge crime, and it's sadly led to many people getting killed. The worst part about this is that if somebody gets your address wrong in the docs, some random person could be swatted, which is absolutely terrible. In today's society where we're more connected than ever, this is a huge problem. The internet is a great invention, but that doesn't mean everyone's gonna use it for great purposes. There's bad actors that exist who will try to harm other people. So now that we know how bad doxing is and how it's a big problem, we have to talk about Doxbin. Doxbin is a website kind of similar to Pastebin, where people are allowed to post information of other people. In 2011, a 4chan user by the name of Nachash? We'll just call him Natch for short. He created the first iteration of Doxbin. This first version of Doxbin was originally hosted on the dark web and could only be accessed through, like the Tor browser. It was a place where hackers and other dark web people could talk about whatever they wanted to talk about. The site stayed up for around 3 more years until in 2014, the FBI seized a bunch of darknet sites, and Doxbin was one of them. After that, Natch was like, bro, I'm out, and said that he had no plans to revive Doxbin and it just wasn't worth his time anymore. After that, for 3 whole years, everyone just kind of forgot about Doxbin until 2 people under the name KT and Brendan acquired the domain doxbin.org. This website was hosted on the ClearNet, could be accessed to anyone within web browsers such as Chrome or Firefox. A couple of years later, KT and some other members started a hacking group called Vile. They made a name for themselves by doxing other hackers, hacking into the government, and exposing some really bad people. But their shenanigans ended shortly after 2 Vile members were arrested for hacking into the DEA. Just recently, Doxbin was sold to its new owner, who goes by the name Operator, but just like all the other owners, we don't really know much about him. Today, Doxbin stands with around 300,000 registered users, and it's mainly used by kids on Discord trying to act like hackers most of the time, and a lot of these doxes are just like straight up BS. Like Elon Musk dox is crazy, bro. Forget Discord kids, bro. These are Twitter kids. Now, you would expect a website like this to be taken down instantly, especially if it's being hosted on the ClearNet, accessible to anyone. So that raises the question, how are the site owners able to get away doing this? Well, it's kind of in a gray area. See, legally speaking, the website itself is not making the active choice to dox people. That's what the uploaders of the doxes are doing. This isn't much different from somebody posting a dox on Facebook or Twitter. It's not the service that's harassing the victim, it's the people choosing to dox. But since on Doxbin you can post anonymously, these people can't be held accountable. But that legal claim is on pretty shaky ground, because clearly the purpose of the website is just to harass others. The new Doxbin hasn't gone like so bad to the point where it's been taken down, but if people's financial details were to be revealed, that's essentially just identity theft, and that's why the first Doxbin was shut down. Quite ironically, their terms of service state that they don't allow users to post quote-unquote direct threats of physical harm, terroristic threats, and SWAT threats / requests. Their policy also states that quote, Doxbin was not made for harassment, intimidation, or to cause nuisance. This kind of leaves Doxbin in a legal gray area, because while Doxbin doesn't incentivize doxing and threats, that's literally the only purpose this site exists. The worst part about getting your dox posted on Doxbin is that if you were to find the person that doxed you, if that person lives in like a country or a state where doxing isn't illegal, you can't even get them arrested, bro. Like, that's just absolutely insane. You can't even get your information down unless the site's admins do it themselves, which is probably not gonna happen. Doxing and swatting is a huge problem that I barely hear anyone talk about nowadays in the news or the media. And what sucks is how easy it is to dox someone these days. Especially if you live in the US, political parties are allowed to release information of like voters. And this makes it incredibly easy to dox someone, especially, you know, sites like white pages and stuff like that. All you have to do is type in someone's name and boom, literally everything shows up. Obviously, you can't use this if somebody has like a common name like John Smith, but you still get what I mean. By the way, I know that I'm in hot waters already with my UTTP video, so I mean, literally who cares? I'm just gonna put this out there. It is not okay to dox someone in any way, shape, or form. I feel like anyone with the mental capacity of higher than a 10-year-old can understand why there's literally no benefit to doxing someone. I mean, to be honest, I don't really care if anybody tries to dox me. I know it's definitely possible, and I mean, at the end of the day, if you're trying to dox me, you're literally only wasting your time. So maybe go back to playing Roblox and stop trying to be a real hacker. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe, like, join my Discord server for more content like this. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye. Bye. Bye.